So I'm using Anne Reed's recipe from How to Cook That, and she has an amazing channel, so make sure to go check her out. So what you need for this recipe
is vanilla, sugar, butter, flour, eggs, and milk. So this recipe is actually super easy, so this is perfect for beginners if you want to make this. Basically, you just put everything in a blender. It's like that. It's not like 2 ingredients and then mix and add something else. So this is super easy, so please try this recipe, and yeah, hopefully it turns out like crepes. So the main thing I was kind of worried about here is that everything would explode out of the blender because I don't have a lid for it. So I'm just gonna, it's on the lowest setting, so it's working, guys, it's working. This is great. Okay, so wait a minute, what in the world? Okay, I'm seeing stuff in the back of the blender. I'm seeing flour and stuff. So I'm gonna go get a spatula to scrape it off. Okay, got a spatula, and I'm just gonna push all that floury stuff off the side of the blender so that can all mix in with the rest of the mixture, and we can mix up. Oh my. Okay, that is looking great. So just turn it off, and now we can put this to the stove. Okay, so I have a non-stick pan. You want to need a non-stick pan for this, and I'm just gonna pour I'm gonna turn the heat on. Just show my lovely sleeve, and I'm just gonna pour some batter in. And this stuff is like super runny. This is not even close to pancake batter. This is thin stuff. So it has like quite a bit of milk in it. So yeah, probably good for you too. It's not very much. It's hardly any sugar too. So yeah, and this, I made a half a recipe instead of a whole recipe, and you can find the recipe at howtocookthat.net, and you can also find it on my website, jadensbaking.wordpress.com. And yeah, so I used a half recipe because one recipe made 25, and I didn't really want 25 crepes. That's kind of a lot of crepes, so I just did a half recipe instead, so it doesn't make quite as many. So I'm coming up to the first one, and this is looking a little thin, but hence the name crepes. But we flipped the first successful flip of the day, I guess you want to call it. So now basically we wait until it's ready to be put onto the plate. So yeah, now it's like, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like paper, like ridiculously thin paper, and it's so fragile. Like, you have to be so careful. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, I'm just gonna pour more batter. So I kind of found out with this one that do not put that much batter in. That is not near enough. Like, look what happens. It's ridiculous. See? Giant holes in it. I'm like, oh dear. Just add more batter. Like that's the go-to method. Well, the reason the pan was so hot, it just like was frying instantly. My recommendation would be add a little more than you think you need, and just keep moving the pan in a circular motion until it like can't move anymore, and then you know it is evenly distributed throughout the whole pan. Okay, so I am on my, I don't know how many crepes, and I'm just I switched to a spatula, which works much better to get the edges loose, because it can kind of curve and get that nice rounded edge. You can just loosen it really easily, and you can make sure that it doesn't rip or anything really. Okay, so I had an idea. If I put my spatula underneath and then held it with my hand, then I can put my scooper, or my thing that doesn't do a very good job, underneath that, so it'd be easier to flip. I need a bigger thing. Oh, wow. Okay, I can just flip it over and use my hand to fold it back over so that it doesn't turn into a taco or taco crust or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this is the biggest crepe I made, so this is also the last crepe, because I know like this, it was just a little bit of batter. I'm like, it's not worth making two because then it's hardly going to be enough for two. So I just poured it all in, and ta-da! Turned out with a giant crepe. So here we are. And I know it is a little brown and stuff, but I feel like it should be more brown than just white. But these are actually really good. It's like a mixture of cake and eggy stuff. It's not very sweet. But yeah, you can just like actually slide it right off the pan, which I found it to be much easier. Yes, and we have just made crepes. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, that has got to be one of the simplest recipes I have ever made. I mean, yeah, it's not perfect, but yeah, we have made crepes. Okay, so it's a new day, and I have one of my crepes here, and I have some homemade whipped cream, and some strawberries and blueberries mixed together, sprinkled with some sugar because they're a little sour. So first I'm going to just drop some cream onto my crepe in the middle and just kind of make a line right down the middle of my crepe. And I'm kind of doing this like a tortilla, if you like, ever wrapped a tortilla, but like meat and salad and, all sorts of good stuff. So same thing here. So instead of the cream, I'm just gonna spoon on some of that yummy fruit. Yummy. And we can just sprinkle all those on, and now I'm gonna add a little more cream. That was not enough cream. Because the cream was just stick to the spoon, I'm not sure why. Maybe they're like magnetic or something. Then okay, I was a little concerned right here because I didn't want it to like break or like everything to fall out. So yeah, I was slightly concerned because it's really full. So hey, look at that success! And now I'm just gonna add some more cream on top, and then I'm just gonna smooth out. You can smooth it all out, and I'm gonna add the rest of my fruit. It's not like there's really any fruit in there. And we have 2 blueberries just randomly placed here at the end. I think I'm gonna have to add more blueberries because that looks really weird. So I'm gonna add some more blueberries to make it look better because it just looks weird that way with only 2 blueberries. So I'm just gonna pop a few more on here. That one wants to roll away. And bingo. There you have it. A perfect looking, almost perfect, and amazing tasting crepe. I mean, I've never made crepes and they taste so good. So make sure to test this out and make sure to go check out my website and my channel, and I'll see you guys next week.